I'm sure God told all the human beings, right? They have the feminine products, so just use them until these things die off, right? It's all part of psychopathic insanity, right? There's no reason why we can't color our hair. There's no reason they shouldn't be giving out those products when they're donated to them. They're psychopathically deranged, right? You worry about pins and rags and stuff after these things die off. Okay, for real. For real. It's not new. The behavior is not new, right? And the stuff about trying to make it seem like you're an animal because they are an animal, right? Not new. It's like part of the Antichrist. Some of it is they're sort of projecting out things that people have said to them or something, or they think about themselves onto us, the Holocaust people, the human beings. That's the only people they can actually Holocaust are human beings. They gave all their people money, so it becomes difficult to continue holocausting their own species because they decided to give them all money and not give human beings any money. Okay. And just set it up so that human beings are supposed to have money, but they won't give us money and all this morbid insanity. Because even downstairs with her this morning about the SNAP card, but you're in the system now, right? No, not in the system now. Right, you just go, she doesn't get this. I just did that for 8 months, Barbara, and then they attacked us in your house. Okay? Like, that's what happens when I'm not in the system. Like, a food is the system. That's why there is a system. Okay? It's a profound insanity of excuses when it has nothing to do with that. At this point, it has nothing to do with that. Okay, and that helps other members of their species who never Exodus 20 in the first place, and they're not human beings, and they're all going to run around and go and see, you got to have money. I don't care about that. We're done talking. Okay, we've long since been done talking. Okay, you're profoundly insane criminals. You're a deranged population in an extinction. So, anyways, in terms of um, what has happened here in terms of your aging population, because as a species, um, it's somewhat their obsession with youth, but they basically, once they're past fertile, right, once they're past being able to attract mates and reproduce, it's just, that's why the world is so insane and these things are so mean because they don't do anything else. And because of a binder, they can't believe that about themselves. Okay, because some of them even they don't even produce offspring because they are going to tell themselves that they do anything else as a species when they do not. They absolutely do not. Like, just all this stuff about Republicans and Democrats and Medicaid and abortion rights and stuff. That's not doing something else besides all you do is attract mates and have whatever it is you people call sex and produce offspring and poop and eat. That's all you do. And pick bugs out of each other's hair. Okay? You're all messed up by a binder and your grandiosity. Right? It's just there's no evidence that you things do anything, and that's why you've gotten worse as you get older because now it's just everything is an attack on people that are pretty and can attract mates and stuff, and then you lie and say it's other things. And then you get to the point of dementia where I don't even know if you're lying anymore about what you're doing and why you're doing it. It's just, okay, Mar-a-Lago, 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 and right. Why don't you just go? You people are just completely fucking out of minds. So I mean, if you have 10,000 regs and you have safety pins and stuff, then by all means, right, just give it a fucking break already. We're not even on land. I was removed from 4 acres of land, or I could have been doing all that shit for 12 fucking years with 6 minors. No, because they are probably supposed to go into the machinery where neutered males that don't even have wives are going to teach them to not say the N word and stuff when you go. And then they're all smoking meth together and screaming at each other. That we've already been told. It doesn't mean they're effectively doing it, because human children just go, and probably Neanderthal children just go, "Are you okay, dude? Why are you yelling?" Right. I mean, if your children don't, especially if they don't use drugs and stuff, you go, um, right, like I'm Annalise Frank. Okay. I'm not on meth. Where is my mother? Like, what is this? What is this exactly? Like, what are you doing? Right, like really, really sick, huh? Um, eh, we don't need another teacher. She's the Virgin Mother. What exactly are we being taught here? Right, like what happened to lipids and the C's obey and stuff? What is this? You're drug addicts. Right, like that's what probably why they keep telling him he looks sick. Is it someone that just did he actually show them what he looked like in real life? And they're like, dude, you're all tweaked out. You're like on meth. You've got to be. She would know they're depersonalized. She would know they're depersonalized. I'm not saying the others, but she was went through Germany. She would know they're depersonalized and go, you guys, it's like a sickness you get. Like, do you not know that you use meth? There we go again. Same shit, different day. Right, like that's probably why they asked that guy if he had any children. Is that why he flew into a rage after that? Okay. Right, like how come you're not why didn't you have any children if you wanted to mentor and stuff? Like, are you in the boys and girls club? Because they do all that. You have to go and be cleared to be a big brother and stuff. Like, you don't just take over the internet. Holy crap. Ay, ay, ay. I don't even know big words. You just go. What was that whole George Floyd thing? Like, other than displaying how sick you guys are. And then from this camera angle, and I know you go, hello, we kind of know what that is. This is not new. This is Nazi re-education, which is nothing but a morbid insanity. You're not super smart and enlightened, and we just don't get it, and you have to teach us. You're mentally insane. You can't teach us mental insanity with the camera angles and right. So don't believe things at first because you don't know things from all different sides, and you can be whoa, that is not new. Your brains are melting, you're mentally ill, and you're gonna have full blown dementia soon. Maybe they didn't know that until they did that, and then I explained it to them. Can they even see me? Someone explained it to them because it's almighty. They might be distracted with blocking me, and then you have like the guy with the dreads because you think he's all like a show act, like you fucked him all up, like Jared, And so you're like, yeah, let's all watch this retard that we screwed up with meth and stuff. And he's like, uh, are you, um, what would he say? He wouldn't say it like that, I don't think, because it's too obvious. Just, oh, I can see that at first glance. I assumed a whole bunch of stuff about this George Floyd man, but then now I can see you're presenting a lie to me that then you present to me four other lies, and that upsets my equation, my thought think that I think whenever I meet a person that I have all these preconceived notions about George Floyd, but now I can see by your various lying to me over the course of 2 weeks. Break all rules. Don't I know I'm free? Girl Scout cookies. Ah. You guys, you're mentally ill. You're mentally ill. That is some Nazi re-education going on. Don't color your hair. Piss in a bucket. Shut off the water. Flood up the bathroom with probably God knows what type of diseases in that water. Force people to walk through water to get to the hotel. Don't you know you're free? Oh yeah, just it's always the same thing. It's always the same thing. First of all, none of you have like a personality. Like you're not individuals because you're primates. Primates were binders. Primates were binders. First of all, she clearly has a mother. Not to belittle, a person doesn't just end up like that. Hey, Sean, free pee. Remember that with the what's that thing called? The lazy Susan. Hello, kitty. Right, a person doesn't just end up like that. Okay, so I can see now we need to respect your authority. Okay, let's see. We did that one. We did none of our thoughts are fair. Uh, Everywhere we go, we prejudge everybody and we prejudge them wrong. All right, okay. Is this part of the liberation or okay? Where you liberate your mind and you go full blown psychopath, and then we teach psychopathy and break all rules, and then you go, we're going back to the rules. Right, just here we go with the Nazi re-education again. I see here that all what was it? What was the only reason that we got married? And what was the only reason we had a house and we took a Disney cruise? Oh, okay, because we had the power. Okay. So then we all went hands free in just 15 years of it. Okay, so this is what we were doing. Okay. You're being us now. Okay. I don't remember having people in a prison after I made them homeless. I don't remember doing that. So I would explain why God let you do it. Okay. Not yet? Okay. So the Nazis in Germany, they didn't properly re-educate us because here we are again, and we still don't get it. So yeah, did Shirley MacLaine die yet? Remember that? They those people in the Middle East must be in a coma. Okay. So we still don't get it. Still don't get it, Shirley MacLaine. Still not getting the Nazi idealism. I would assume so, given used to be Karen Carpenter and used to be Annalise Frank. So, well, you could have a woman with blonde hair produce a brunette because I produce two blondes and I'm a brunette. Right, that's called genetics. And he's a brunette, and we still produce two blondes because he had one blonde in his mother's family too. It's sort of like a thing that just pops up, like Betty and Veronica. Oh yeah, I did all this. Well, what I'll do is I'll wash my bedding and just throw in the little bit of stuff that I have because I have like basically 4 pairs of underwear. Right, so it's just the same underwear. I just keep washing over and over again. Just waiting for people to die. Well, because obviously, when enough people die, then someone's got to take over what's going on at the DTA office, away from these insane youths that took over a federal building in Quincy, Massachusetts. Maybe they took over one in Taunton too. They're called Nazi youths. They're just morbidly insane people. Okay, so when they perish and they die, then somebody else will have to take that over and put the things back to automatic recertifications. Like I'm telling you, they didn't even give me the extra snap they gave everybody for an entire year and a half because of this madness. It's just, you can't be more fucking damned. Okay? So, whatever it was that you young people thought you were doing, you're just primates in an extinction. Okay? Along with your parents. Right. Just that you could have a whole parade of them. Everybody at Man and Health have them take over federal buildings and still not put a stipend on my card. Still not give me Social Security. Still not shut off a card saying it's time for a recertification. Every single one of them. If that's what their parents want to experience, to realize that every single one of your children is going to die along with you, then so be it. Right. They took over a federal building and they still won't stop the Holocaust. Okay? It's the end of your species. It's a profound insanity. They never intended to free anybody. They thought that everybody was stupid and they were taking over the United States of America and turning it into some other governmental system. You can witness it at least in Quincy, and I'm sure it's other places where they just not only do they import people from other parts of the planet, they're just flushing these people with money. They're just profoundly insane when there isn't even a class of people to keep working for them. That's why they have to be nuked because you'd have Mao's China here. Okay, like God would have to cause all the human beings to die from like a typhus, and then your entire species would die from starvation. Okay? It's not that the transition plan wouldn't have worked. Okay? Because some of you might be going in your excuses. You're the one who said to give people housing, even if they don't work. It's been 12 years. Okay. It's been 12 years. You're not doing anything that was part of any transition plan that was presented to you. Okay. Because you are talking and acting like you're a fucking government. Even when I go in there, you're profoundly criminally insane, and I am not talking to you people anymore. Everything will be with the face mask, and just like you're fully legally supposed to be in a fucking DTA office asking me for a recertification. That's all you're ever gonna get from me from now on. Completely done with you. You're dying off deranged criminals. You already got your interview. I did that shit in May. I already did it. And then you fucking talk to me like I'm a retard. You gave me wrong phone numbers just to get rid of me. You're fucking criminally insane. I don't care if you're 15. You don't think that shit goes on? I already saw people in a DTA office in 2019 that looked 15. Okay? Yeah, completely criminally deranged. We haven't done it like that in over 2 years. Where is my fucking stipend? You're not even getting that from me. Fucking done. So, anyways, you're clearly being fucking nuked. Like I said, clearly I am fine physically. So, all of those symptoms were again because of a leaking nuclear reactor. So, we are magically, like I thought it was being explained to me, for people that actually want to know and not just go thumbs up, porn, because you don't want to hear reality, then stop monitoring me. Stop monitoring me, then you don't have to hear reality. It is my job to keep spouting out fucking reality. And you're holding me fucking prisoner, so you don't make any sense as to what I'd be doing. Like, your reality is going to change. No matter how many fucking years you do this to me, it's not going to change. It's called the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Agreement. Okay? That some of you apparently think is a big funny joke, and you didn't know that there was even nuclear material here. Well, then you didn't know that, because there's clearly nuclear material here. Okay, Mr. Sex Offender? Okay. Whoever the fuck you are, you're unawares of reality. Like, if we didn't just have happen to us what just happened to us for 3 weeks, you'd still be taught. You still talk like that even after that. But I'm right here in the nuclear zone. Okay, so you're not going to go on there and tell me, oh, I didn't even know, like I'm a crazy person. I'm here being fucking nuked and having burning lungs and swollen knees. Okay, really? That's why the essential worker goes, the heat? I mean, really? I don't think that's just heat. Your bullshit isn't working on anybody but yourself, apparently. Like I said, if you're Benjamin Netanyahu, because it sounded like your fucking voice, okay, the planet needs to know that, because I'm tired of fucking covering up for you people because you're profusely insane, okay? If you didn't know there was an agreement to nuke a population when it falls into that level of dehumanity, then you didn't know that. Not, it's not real. You're not privy to that. And if you think a man isn't doing it, then Almighty God's doing it, because we clearly just got nuked again. All right. You people just keep acting like everything is da da da. And because your God is keeping you people in some sort of a delusion. That's why. Because clearly you're the people that would flip out and panic and run around and do even more dastardly, disgusting fucking deeds. That's why you won't believe that reality is real. I already told you that when I got here, someone that lives in Norton, Massachusetts told me that she was having symptoms of nuclear radiation with her joints and stuff. That you're probably telling her is related to some other medical condition like you typically do. Because you're either in a delusion yourself or you're grandiose and you think it's your fucking job to lie to patients and not inform them of reality. Um, we're in a nuclear fallout area. I don't want to. I don't want to alarm you. It's just when you're coming to the doctors and you don't really acknowledge that, and you're wondering why you don't feel well, then you're not aware of it. That's why other people don't go to the doctor and go, I don't know. I feel like my lungs are burning and I'm just like tired. Okay. Right. We're all being nuked. What's this? Okay. You gonna fly up to the window now? Okay. What do we need insect hatch charts for? It has to fly up to the screen for me to examine it, apparently. I don't even know what I'm looking at. No, this is why this is not my. Um, okay, here we go. It's called mollusk. That's not. That's not an insect. Amateur Etymologist Society. Okay. Uh, I do not accept cookies. All right. What bug is this? There you go. Uh, this is called Amateur Entomologist Society that I got to by first it was hatchlings or something like insect hatch, and then shelled mollusk, which I know is not an insect, but it got me to this entomologist glossary. it's flying to the thing because nobody will answer my questions. So that's how God does it. And then people go, so what? Like they already know what entomology is. Okay. Yeah, it really is that. You just go, you are so profoundly retarded. I can't even deal with you. You just go, really? You've just, that's a normal thing. That's just a normal thing where a person just goes, what's this? Entomologist society? Like, that's not a normal thing, people. That's not a normal thing. Yeah. No. That's not a normal thing for your species because your species doesn't do that. Like, the only thing your species can do is block everybody from seeing me, watch my things, and then say you're doing it and you're me. That's all your species does. All right. So, anyways, it's just a different species. All you do is study material that was already received by a prophet and put down for you to view. That's all you do because you have a binder. It's called being educated, right? You go to these universities and then you memorize stuff. And some of you, you have no comprehension of what you're memorizing. You just memorized it. All right. So, anyways, I would say you don't even have anybody doing that, but yeah, that's something to do if you have some way to study them and caption them. I mean, right? It's not belittling what you're doing. It's just don't expect that someone else is doing it because all that you have is people that are profoundly retarded running the entire government and your mass media. Yeah, I mean, you're clearly profoundly retarded when you won't stop doing this bullshit with me. You're just out of your fucking mind. And I can't help you with anything. I cannot help you with anything. Okay, just we need a doctor's signature. You people are not getting medical care. They already decided that themselves. They told me. I didn't. I would order them that probably, but I didn't order. They told me. They don't take orders from me. I know you just go, they are not you. Right? They are not you. They don't take orders from me. They take orders from Almighty God. So he clearly told them to stop treating you medically. That was part of a transition plan that you people, canceled. You're not getting that. Hell no. Hell no. You people are brutally insane. You get worse every year. They told me they weren't going to treat you medically, and they told you that all over television. So you're going to again try to use me to force people. It wouldn't matter what you did to me. That's not going to force them to give you medical care. They realize how sick and dangerous you things are, and you're getting worse and worse. Okay, they can see how brutally insane your children are. I just explained it to you. Those were all young people that took over a federal office in Quincy, Massachusetts. They're complete criminals. They're accessing Social Security computers, they're accessing DTA computers, okay, and not to do anything good. Right? So it's you got invaded by insane people, so it would be a nuke to kill them off. Anyways, obviously, people are not in a panic here. Okay, so if you people are worried about a lot of us, you shut off our medical care 12 years ago, 15 years ago, you started this. So we're not frightened about not having medical. That's you people's problem. And the fact that you all get the cancer and you can't survive it. That's your problem. Just like you think it's not your problem that I got evicted and I can't brush my teeth in a bathroom. That's not your problem. Hey, all right, well, there you go. It's not my problem either. I'm not a doctor or a nurse, and you can't force a person to give you medical care. It's freaking insane. You would. You would if you weren't in a delusion where you're going to hold me prisoner and do shit to me, and that's going to force other people to do things for you. You would start going around kidnapping doctors and nurses, children, demanding medical care. You're that deranged. I'm sure you've already foreclosed on doctors and nurses. Duh. We had nurses in the shelter that aren't nurses anymore because you thought that was going to be fun. Nothing can be done for you because you're so profoundly insane. Nothing can be done for you. We need a doctor's signature. You're not getting any other sign. It was right in the book. And I'm sure that the doctor in Quincy saw that right in the fucking book. We don't want her here. She has a medical directive. We're not signing a fucking thing. Nah, we're not signing a fucking thing. We'll give you a parade. Give you a parade. What were they calling? Asian something something. You can have that, but you're not getting fucking medical care. You can have antibiotics. You can have painkillers. That's the kind, humane version of people that will tell you got something, slice your throat, take your thyroid out, give you chemo when you don't even need it. Just be glad they're not doing that. Okay? Human beings are not allowed, and they're not supposed to do tit for tat. It's just do no harm, right? You just agree to do no harm. Okay? That's not we have to help you. You've been doing that stuff to people in your brick and mortar prisons for years, by the way. So when you agreed with that happening to criminals, and you're criminals, you're just not in a brick and mortar prison, right? This is just an example. It doesn't mean I'm the only one. You took an innocent homemaker and went, you're not having any children, you're not having you're not only just your house, but no housing, you're not having medical care, you're not getting dental care, you're not getting eyeglasses, haha, you're not getting DTA money. Okay? That's what you people chose to do. You're absolute criminals. Right. Everyone gets it. Like you thought you had an injustice and people are on a karma and you're giving out karma and you're going to redistribute wealth and all this stuff. You're just criminally insane. And clearly you've raised a whole bunch of criminally insane youth, because I just told you I encountered some of that in May, when the last time I was out there, in a federal friggin' office, two of them, two federal offices in Quincy. And apparently they've taken over the federal office in Taunton because that's where these weird, whacked out, threatening letters are coming from. And they clearly took over the IRS, talking like a robot went over that. Clearly people have already been up to Washington, D.C. to witness it. And then the fake protests, and you had like some child in the, apparently, what is that, the Rose Room or something, like is speaking for Joe Biden, like she's the White House secretary and stuff. It's like, we're just waiting for you people to keel over and die. It's not even like a bunch, and then they were on the TV, remember? It's not even like a bunch of just whacked out, misled young people. These are like brutally insane tyrants, and the people's children that raised them like that through all this diversity training and stuff, which is nothing but just hatred towards other people. So they so far don't want to rein in their children, so their children are being nuked. We don't have to look at it, right? But they clearly, a whole bunch of them got quote unquote tricked into going into Quincy, going into Taunton, going into Washington, D.C. It's all part of a nuclear fallout area to kill them off. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Sometimes things like the insect thing, it sort of like reiterates what I always present it like. If it's true, then it's coming from him. So I would imagine much of it is. given everything that's um, happened since I started doing this. And I don't really have like all these weird, wild, imaginative thoughts like about like that stuff, Um, it's something to do with the binder um, that human beings have a psyche, and then they have like they're built upon knowledge that's stored in the almighty DNA and brain matter. And then a binder, like we actually had a binder as well, as your species has a binder. But underneath your binder is nothing but a primate with the deranged psyche. It could be possible that you're so deranged because of the binder with the primate psyche. Right. And like it, as more of it is melting, you're becoming a little bit more deranged because you're trying, like the binder is still there, acting to control you. And I think you don't like it because a primate doesn't have that like a human being does. Whereas a human being, that's just what we do. Like we're always under his control and it doesn't bother us. Whereas a primate functions a different way. So I think that could be part of the reason why you guys are having more of a struggle. Okay. Um, so if you could try to keep reminding yourselves that this is a temporary state for you. Okay. And maybe if you ever once cared about other human beings somehow, that you could try to um, control it a little bit or ask for medication. Right. The psyche is not going to work in these physical bodies. Like you literally have to wait until God does this rapture thing and takes you guys to what you're going to be doing. Right. Like, right. All you have to do is just try to have a little bit of patience for when your assignment is ready to where you're going to be going. So with the screaming and yelling and stuff, that's trying to piece together what you're upset about, right? Um, it, it reveals to other people that they're clearly doing that stuff other places where they won't stop building prisons for human beings. They just absolutely will not stop doing it. So you should understand the extinction, man. It's like twofold at least, that you can't survive here without the system, and you don't want to because that's all you guys do. In this state, that's all you do because you're not in physical bodies for whatever it is you're going to be doing. You may do other things in a different whatever species you're going into. You might do other things that you're confined to this right now for the duration. Well, for me, I guess I'd be confined by the remedial brain that I was given for this life cycle. Um, Maybe somewhat genetics that are not ideal. Other than that, I'm not really constrained like that, like you are, because this is the species I am. So this physical body matches up to my behaviorisms. So, right, which are rational to this system, right? That's how this system works. So, with the weird foods and the constant walking and stuff, that's why. Like, I think too, it will get sort of grosser and grosser for your species because what seems cooler and cooler to me is definitely not your idea typically of what hot people look like, what attractive people look like. So I know for a lot of that with like the big buttocks and the breasts and the body fat, the smooth, everything's smooth all the time. And well, you say that, but you don't actually like. You don't like. You want smoothness in the lower body, but you don't want it in the upper body or something. I don't know. It seems to me that you guys really want to be primates, most of you. Some people want to be as skinny as they can. I will say that. I don't know what that is. Right, if you want to be as skinny as you can and you like driving, then it's probably some sort of like four-legged, like a gazelle or something. Right, just it would be to me if you love all that driving, it's something that's running all the time. Yeah, like I would say it's something that's always running and knocking down the reeds, like I was saying. Like you know how on the road it's like I don't know what the enjoyment is with the driving. If you're like ping, 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 like those things on the road and like honking the horn and stuff, like, yeah, I could totally see that being some sort of like four-legged knocking down things and some sort of noise. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe when it's certain steps on things, it makes a noise, or you're just going while you're running or something. I'm gonna get free. I'm gonna get free. He never loved me. He never loved me. Why should anyone? I don't know the words. I don't know the words to the song. That's totally what Alex should be doing all the time. Just him trying to be like angry, like yelling and that's why it's so humorous. Just and not even doing this. That's some serious acting going on. Did they do that once to the director? That would be so funny. Just and the director's like, "Cut, no." He goes back and forth, but I mean, generally, yeah, he's not on Dynasty. Generally, his regular personality. It's just like Farrah Fawcett. It's just like Farrah Fawcett, just all the time, just like pretending he's dumb and stuff, and all like just. If you never met George Papad, that's his actual personality. What I could tell, and then it's sort of like if he was around when he's around someone like me, he's generally more sort of like acting sort of like a regular dude, right? Just sort of like I'm his mother or something, and it's like, right, that's more sort of like these approval seeking or something. But I really don't think that's his. That is sort of like an act in itself, or he feels like that's proper behavior or something. But his actual personality is just every bit of drama. What? Any of the stuff he was doing where it's like uh, regular, like, dude, I mean, that's some serious acting. That's not his personality at all. Just, I know all you can picture now is just like Elizabeth Ashley and him in some sort of like, that's a marriage. It's a constant cat fight. Because she obviously, oh yeah, she lets it rip too. It's like the two of them. And you know everything is just probably like a stage show. Their entire two marriages, they're just like on stage constantly, like they're in that cat and hot tin roof thing. That's their entire marriage. Like they're all just puss all the time at each other, and all manic and smoking and drinking and drinking and smoking. Piece of, I just didn't like to be treated like a piece of furniture. And she's all like shaky. Like he was trying to live out that shit with Nikki. Like everything he was doing, it's like another one of his like, oh, so you're doing this film today, and then okay, now you're married to her again. Okay. Oh yeah, he loves drama, man. Is Allie like that? Like just flipping out about something? It's probably just it got too boring probably for him. Right. You gotta be like flipping out like Elizabeth Ashley just and well maybe no, she does do that. Like just exercising your complete dominance over him like he's a piece of shit. Yeah. That's probably he's doing that again with that Allie person. Because that is how she is. I saw her interactions with that Ray guy she was dating and Mark. That yeah, just all of a sudden it's like here it comes. Just he's in her place and he's a loser and she works and yeah, because I could see that with Elizabeth Ashley. Like you're nothing without my Hollywood contacts and stuff and. I've had enough of this like the entire time. She's just like doing him a favor. Right. No, it's like it sounds bad like sometimes when I talk about her, but then I right, she's has a wicked bad alcohol problem. She probably wouldn't even be with him. That part of it probably is true. But I think she would like to be with him if she wasn't drunk. But clearly, the two of them can't be because they're both drunks. But yeah, it's one of those things where you go, like that Lupus Mary was trying to say, and you just look at her like, really? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm sure. Yeah. She had it with him. Yeah. I know because she doesn't know that the woman already told me herself, and I don't really do that. If someone told me, I'm not gonna like, because you just go, okay, clearly you're not that good of friends with her, right? Clearly you're delusional and you're not that good of friends with her, and you took advantage of it yourself, and her sister had to kick you out because you wouldn't stop living there, right? And you go, she already told me she's just a wicked bad drunk, and her sister had a section of her. You just go, so yeah, it was really she was done with Alex. Okay, then you had him arrested. I think it's a little bit more involved in that. Like she clearly doesn't hate Alex herself. You just go, she would probably like to eventually. Obviously, I mean, that's right. When it's a dude like that, you go, duh. I'm sure it's somewhat disappointing. Right, you go, even if they sobered up, it's not possible because they drank together. They just like trigger each other. But I know you go, yeah, sure. I'm sure that would have been difficult for someone of her age and the way she looks to just be stuck with 20 something year old George Papad. Yeah, that would be terrible. Because clearly, whatever's going on there, she likes. That was her boyfriend. It's not like she spent a night in a dumpster and went, okay, yeah, well, clearly you're not attracted to me, but like I'm not butthurt about it, you know. So it's like, yeah, it's not that she actually went out with him. So, and I would assume they had sex. So I'm sure it's disappointing. I don't see how it's ever possible that she would be with the guy that good looking again. No offense. Um, I don't know how old she is. Apparently, she's like someone said she was 41. I don't think she's 41. I think you guys are having a wicked bad mental problem because of the 401. And she has narcissism, and she does what Rebecca Donahue does. She's probably in her 30s, like maybe her late 30s, early 40s. Right. It just, that didn't make any sense, the whole 41 thing. But, anyways, you could have gray hair in your mid and late 30s, yeah. Like, she's definitely not young. She's way older than him, but she's never going to go out with a guy that good looking again. Right? It's just, all that is just a drunken. Well, it's just part of reality of life. I mean, I know. I don't know what the deal was with that Ray guy, but he seems like a creep. I'm sure she's not like, yeah, this is great. I got this guy. I don't even think Alex is like that now. That was like, just, I didn't even get a chance to tell any of those people. Just, this is what you replaced Alex with. This guy's disgusting. Like, I don't know if she, it might be exactly what I said. It might be exactly what I said. If she actually knew that that guy was trying to fish me for a three-way sex encounter, it's exactly what I said. Right, like that's why she went out with Alex, because she's at least contemplating dating women. Right? It's like, he's not a woman, he's George Papad. Yeah, it's a little bit insulting. Just because someone goes like this doesn't make them have a puss. Right? It's just, whoa. I don't believe in all that stuff. It's a deviance because you're either just so drunk and like desperate that you're doing all this weird stuff, like you're in that Rush film, or you're homosexual and you just that's like a bridge relationship for you. Just enough with the three people. There was a bunch of them doing that. You just go, you guys are like, you're ill, you're ill, you're ill, you're ill. Just, that is not, it became out there. They think that that's acceptable, that that's what people do now. I got tired of hearing about it. It literally, one, two, three, four, at least four people that I can think of right off the bat. You just go, okay, you guys are sick. Okay, you clearly don't have proper mental health care. Um, it's different things: mania, brain disease, like end stage drug use and alcoholism. Right, it's all different things. It depends on the person, but and they're in some sort of microcosm where they probably think everybody does that, because that can happen to people when you're in a locked in social group like that, where you're all doing weird stuff. You all sort of degrade morally, and then you think everybody does it, and they don't. Right? It's like, I'm sober. I've been sober the entire time I've gone down there, and every time I go down there, you go, you guys are getting worse. You weren't even doing this before. Right? Just. Oh yeah, I already brushed my teeth, everything, so everything is on. Yeah, you probably have a bunch of people do a long walk today because it just feels pretty nice for a long walk. I am not doing that today. Right, so by tomorrow, I'll be like, ah. Yeah, probably. I'm gonna right now check it again. Now that I got the insects that come into the thing, we got that. What's this? Do 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 do. Temperature ties record high tomorrow. Are they going to talk about it, or the war with the Ukraine? It doesn't exist. So it's usually not that hot in August. August is usually Yeah, maybe it's at the beginning of the month because August is usually the hottest month here, isn't it? Because I remember like that first week of school, and you got like this. Oh my God! If it was a year where it was still warm, like September, like 6th and 7th, and you're in like fall clothes because it's Massachusetts. You're not gonna. You weren't even allowed to wear shorts when I was a kid going to school, and you're like, hot as hell. I suppose I'd have to bring the friggin' cart. Yeah, I could do that. Maybe I'll fill up 2 bags like I did last time and not a big trash bag. Because I'll just walk back with them again. I'm not going there for many things. All I want to get is headphones and feminine products. Even if I was thinking of this, even if I bought a bottle of water, I'm just going to carry it in my arm. So if by chance I walk over there and those things aren't open, I'll just walk right back. I do it every time because I noticed a bunch of it was a bunch of them I returned back there. I don't want to degrade other females, but obviously, a lot of these people that you see on television are not really going to look like that in real life. Right? They wear makeup and they have their hair done and they have lighting coming a certain way. Like I haven't even been able to tan. Even a tan makes a difference. What's their reality down there at the DTA office? What how are they controlling the government by my snap card this month? I think a good one would be that they're going to prove that people don't have some sort of a ball to say something to their face. I think that would be a good one. That God would make them believe is their goal. Remember they were doing that shit on The View, and you go, oh my God, you people are completely retarded. That's embarrassing. No, I won't say it to your face. You're right. I'm a pussy. You can do a Delia Duffy like I'm a pussy, and I'm not gonna get in a fucking fight with you like a deranged fucking animal over a snap card. You are correct. You are correct. You're a fucking deranged animal and I'm a human being. That's why I have a face mask on. Exactly. And you don't. Because I admit I'm in an acting mode to get fucking food, and you people took your mask off and you're still fucking acting. Exactamundo. You are 100% correct. I don't know if you'd have a reason to scream the money at me like you're calling me a monkey, uh, given that, but hopefully not. Okay? Truly. They set this shit up for themselves. It is just let them win and think whatever they want because it's terrible for them. It's just, it, when you're criminally insane and deranged, you do tend to quote unquote lose every fucking battle that I'm not having with you. Right? It's part of like a disgusting grandiosity disorder where I acknowledge you and then God kills you off. Right? It's just like you're in a tree going until I look at you, and then you can be satisfied for the fucking day. And that's what you've been reduced to as your brains are melted. So let's hope all your life, your dreams and goals were to just be nothing but an animal in a tree going, making vocalizations until we look at you and then God lets you die. To some degree, a lot of them are learning. That's all they are. That's all they ever were, and the binder has caused them a lot of upset. Why people don't like them, why people don't hang around with them. It's because you're profoundly insane. You're like profoundly retarded. Intelligent people don't want to hang around with that. If only they know this about me. Remember that? The one who slayed, they took over a town. They evicted, they foreclosed on people illegally in some town. And then, because it was like the suburbs, and then they all infiltrated it and they're out in the street and smashing stuff. This is how I feel. Okay. They can't, it's like they can't understand how I'm saying that. And she just go, like the Glenn Close. I will not be ignored. Okay. I gather apparently that's what they've been teaching them in these schools for what, 25 years or something? Because I don't remember that shit when I was in school. So after the 80s, like when would they say they started teaching this insanity to children? Someone like my children or like Michael or Alex, maybe not Alex, I don't know how long he's been out of the school system. Like they would know. They'd go, oh yeah, they were doing that when I was in school too. And I thought it was weird. Just the constant um, hatred towards America, hatred towards the rich, hatred towards different ethnic groups, skin colors, religions, whatever it was. And someday, like even in the churches, they were probably doing it. Someday, like all these bad things are going to happen to middle America. All these bad things are going to happen to married people that own homes and have children. Okay. And then God's going to force us to pay attention to them finally. And then we'll acknowledge them and then they'll matter to us. Well, that's not what's going to happen. Okay. So that sounds like typical psychopathy. Yeah, you could just tell like as soon as like I don't know, was that right after the Joe Biden thing? Like that was a real election, and then it was like, okay, so what do you people want? Okay, and then it's just okay. Well, first off, we would like you to acknowledge that Black Lives Matter. I do not acknowledge that. Next, just we will stay at a standstill until God finally ends your life before I acknowledge that Black Lives Matter. Okay? I do not acknowledge you, you're deranged, demented, criminal animals on a land piece. I don't acknowledge you. So, as you can see, like was pointed out to you, is in Book Exodus of Yahweh's Holy Bible, um, verified as the Word of Almighty God, given all the genetic proof. Um, because genetics are real, correct? Okay. Whereas even an exact date given prophecy that came to pass isn't real. But are you denying that basic biology and genetics are real? Are you denying that's real? Okay. So clearly that's a book that was written by Almighty God and it wasn't inspired. Okay. So in the book, Almighty God tells us that you were told to end a Holocaust and you refused to, and then said everyone had to acknowledge you, and now it's nothing but driving until you all die. Okay, so um, that's not really a lesson. Human beings are not supposed to be um, uh, vengeful and stuff like that. It's just really glad that you're all going to die. Okay, it just has come to that because of your behavior. I wouldn't even know who you were or cared what you were doing. It's like I told you, in a human kingdom, people could be in on the West Coast and I don't know what they're doing until God goes, you got to go over to the West Coast because there's a whole bunch of people over there, which is probably like 5 people because there's not a lot of human beings given Almighty, thank God. Because human beings will not even be allowed to proliferate as your species has. That won't be allowed either. Okay. God has ways of doing it where there isn't even an available mate, or you're homosexual, or there's unfortunate diseases and your offspring don't make it. Human beings are never going to be allowed to proliferate to this population number. So, anyway, that would mean there's 5 people out there, and now I got to go out there. That's all a human kingdom is. Otherwise, whatever you're doing is your business. Right, but we would hope that a human being is never doing any of that stuff like we've seen here. It could be someone needs information about something, or um, there's other sort of lessons that that person has completed. They say that they're going to advance to some level of some sort of talent, and then it's okay. Well, there's a person out there that's ready to learn about textures or something, and not somebody's up to no good. Like in theory, human beings don't even have those thoughts. So, right, like someone's out there, they came down from the thing, and now they're talking all this ragtime to the parents. And they're, in astrophysics or something. So I wouldn't be doing that. Well, in theory, human parents do. Like all of a sudden, you just go, "Oh my God, what the hell? That was weird. Here she is." Okay, the numbers, that's some sort of a system of music. Like you're profoundly retarded, and I'm not sure any of your offspring are human beings, but you can't raise human beings, so I'm thinking no. But that's what that is, that you told the kid to stop doing and took paper and pen away from it. Okay, so it's just probably an explanation to you as to why all of your children are going to sicken and die along with you. You can't raise human children. That's the problem. We're not having any of that till these things are all gone, because we're already having a problem. So if people were like, I don't understand why they won't even acknowledge to me or you that that's what they're doing, but it is what they're doing. And they're nothing but primates. They have nothing to do with me, and they won't stop doing it. Like I was just telling her, it's like, and it was literally sounded like someone's kid. And that's, I've got to do an interview. They literally stormed a house after trying to starve me for 8 months because I have to talk to someone's dying off kid. And they don't even go, yeah, so I'm so and so. Do I have a job or something? They don't even say it like that. They're so fucking deranged. They stay in a world system like that. And this is what they probably do. They do it like that because after the conversation where I say nothing but I'm trying to get a snap card turned back on, that's all I'm saying on a telephone, they probably hang it up and go, yep, she verified I'm Tom Cook from Wisconsin, and I was a great king during the Madagascar period, and there, thus for, I was correct and I don't die. They have to be doing that. Even at the IRS, that entire thing, that thing going bloop 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 and not talking words, probably got off a phone and went, "Yep, she did verify my identity, and I am, the Queen of Spain from 1302." Like, truly, it's that bad. That's how you get shit like go over there. A person thinks that is their name. Go over there. That's their name. Okay, I already explained it. It's that profoundly mentally retarded, and they're still doing it to this day. I'm governor. It means go over there. Like, get the fuck away from me and get away from those people. Not that's your name. Okay? Someone probably thinks, why did you shut off my snap card? Is their name. That was their name in a previous. Right. Your profoundly insane criminals is a person's name in a previous. Because these people won't stop doing it to their own parents too. I mean, these people won't stop doing it to their own children that are profoundly retarded and just an insane desperation. Like when you realize that something means go over there, then clearly you realize how sick your species gets. I'm probably gonna be like sweltering hot in these fucking pants. It'll be those men's underwear. And then if those don't dry, if it's going to be that humid, I'm going to have to do a load of laundry. Because I'm pretty sure I only have like 4 pairs of underwear. So the choice. And here comes the drum smoking. What is it? 11. It's just about noon time, so. Yep, go out at the heat of the day. That's what I usually do.